Well, then could we at least pull up here and get some dinner? Because I like to be wined and dined after I've been...
All right. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 150 of Motor City Uncut, presented by the Major Sports Network Detroit.
That was a challenge.
Yeah, especially considering you don't have like a one application like video mixer or anything. You're trying to run like 4 different windows and an audio board all at once, trying to pull that off. That wasn't too bad.
Oh, thank you.
Not bad.
I halfway through, I'm like, how do I do this?
You're like, oh yeah, we can do this, no problem. It'll be good. And then comes time to do it. Oh shit! How are we gonna do this?
Yeah. Whew!
Anyway.
All right, I'm done.
Relax. All right, we are on an hour later than scheduled. Blame Adam's wife. It's all her fault.
All her fault.
Yeah. I'm trying to support work and run a company and shit. Whatever. Anyway, that kind of summarizes our feelings after the Lions game.
My God, go ahead.
What did stereotypically Lions win-lose?
It was funny too because I was telling my dad before, just yesterday. I was like, even if they lose, as long as they play well, and
because
I'm okay.
Atlanta's they did win the previous Super Bowl, and they haven't shown any signs of slowing down.
They didn't win the Super Bowl.
Oh, you're right.
New England won the Super Bowl.
You're right.
They should have won the Super Bowl.
Sorry. Little slip there.
Okay, they're the best team in the NFC. No bones about it.
Yeah.
They have a phenomenal offense, very good quarterback, decent defense.
Very fast on defense.
Yep. And
don't you forget, they wouldn't let you forget that on the broadcast. Oh my God, Atlanta's defense is so fast. Those linebackers, except that other one, like number 59, he's pretty slow. He's a run stopper and a pass rusher. They don't ask him to cover a lot, except when he's asked to cover Eric Ebron. And don't worry, he doesn't have to cover Eric Ebron. He's just going to drop the ball. Getting a lot of reverb in the mic there.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, there we go. That's better. Inches short, man.
I was saying, I was telling my dad, I was like, as long as they play well, and if they still lose, I'm okay with it. But the loss happens in that fashion, and I can't even blame the Lions. I can't blame the Lions really for anything. I'll tell you one thing that I didn't like, Dorf.
What's that?
In that whole final sequence, that whole final possession, I really didn't like the play calling. I didn't like those fade routes or anything like that. I just wish they would have, went for it, because it doesn't seem like they have a wide receiver right now, or at least the wide receivers that they were going to. I'm sorry, Eric Ebron is not a good football player. You
saw his true colors today.
Yeah, he's not a good football player. Let's move beyond that. But I just they don't have a Calvin Johnson out there where they can do those fade routes too and have him jump up and go and get it. And I'm not willing to put Kenny Galladay out there and have him, and have him be in that spot and try to make that big play. You just can't do it. I wish they would have went, straight for the throat. A quick passing play, a quick screen, especially when you're that close. or something along the sidelines, just so you can get yourself a little bit closer.
So at what point in the final drive sequence are you talking here? Because you got to remember, it was like something like 12 plays in 9
Okay, when they got in the red zone.
Okay.
When they got in the red zone. They were still trying to get to the end zone when they were just outside the red or just inside of it.
Okay.
And I didn't like that. I thought that was...
They were going for it there.
You have the time. You still had a timeout left throughout the majority of that possession while you were in the red or near the red.
The Lions?
Yes.
Lions did not have any timeouts left.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, but
they used them all to stop maintain the clock.
I'm sorry, but yes, you still had plenty of time though on the clock, especially if you try to get it towards the sideline and try to stop the clock.
They had plenty of time for the whole thing.
Yeah, and even if you did have it go in the center of the field, just go spike the ball. It's not like you're at the 50 or you're at your own 40 or something like that. You're inside the red. At that point, you're probably going to be inside the 10. Just spike the ball. Give yourself another down or two. Give yourself some time to go and draw something up and go at it. I didn't like these fade routes. Like I said, you don't have the players. You don't have the players to do this. And I just thought it was bad play calling from there on.
I'm not gonna share your criticism because you know what? Play calling was good enough. It got him inside the 1 and, well, depending on your opinion, inside the end zone. From, inside of 2 minutes with no timeouts, you went, 89 and a quarter yards.
No, you're right. And I don't want to sound pessimistic or anything like that because I thought, look, the Lions should have won that game.
Mm-hmm.
I thought they should have. But if you're gonna have me complain about something when it comes to the Lions, I wasn't thrilled with the play calling there.
Okay.
But ultimately, though, yes, it did get them in that position. They did get there, in a spot to, make reasonable plays. They didn't have to rely on like a Hail Mary or anything like that. And I will say this, one of those plays resulted in a pass interference call.
Yeah.
And
it was pretty weak sauce.
And you thought the pass interference was weak?
Yeah.
He had his hands all over him.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm talking to the offensive pass interference on Marvin Jones prior to that. That was incredible.
No, I'm talking about the defense.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, just it was good enough despite and then you had the back-to-back tenure. You had the hold on fill and guard Zach Karen. By the way, who knew who that was before today? Played pretty damn well. Pretty damn well. Not bad for a guy they signed, I believe, in between the final week of the preseason and the start of the regular season, who didn't play with him at all. That was his first appearance, and he looked pretty damn good. Him filling in for both Joe Dahl and Travis Swanson, who were essentially your first two guys. Swanson's in the lineup regardless. Dahl's essentially your first guy off the bench at pretty much anywhere. Filling in there, he did all right. But anyway, after those two, you know what? Despite all that, you were able to get it down in there. And under 19 seconds, you had first and goal from the 1. If you're going to pass the ball, you have 4 shots. Then you don't take a sack. That's 4 shots. You got 4 shots at it. I can't say I disagree with any of the play calling to even get him to that point. The Falcons had one of their starting safeties out. You were picking on the replacement, going down the field.
You know what though? What I'm saying though is the play calling I'm talking about wasn't necessarily the play calling that got them there because they were there.
Okay.
I just don't like the play calling when it came to going for it all when you still had time on the clock.
Okay.
To get yourself closer and give yourself a more manageable play with the players that you have to do that with.
Fair enough. I know we kind of conversed a little bit in between. Was there enough in your eyes to overturn the call on the field?
I thought that if there's that much debate, then no, because and it would have been the same the other way around too, Dorf. If they would have rolled him short, then initially, yes,
it wouldn't have been enough to put him in.
There wouldn't have been enough to put him in the end zone. No, but since you called him in, then you have to you can't overturn that. It is such a bang bang play when it comes to knee and football hitting the goal line.
Yeah.
I just don't see how you overturn
Speaking
that
of ball hitting goal line, do you think they got the Mohamed Sanu first quarter touchdown correct?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
I just wasn't paying enough attention to it as much.
No, they did.
Yeah.
I thought although that one was nowhere near as close.
I wasn't paying attention to it as much as I was this one.
I'm gonna give another angle to this here. Define possession for me in that instance. Did Golden Tate? Yes, the knee might have glanced the ground as he's reaching out for the goal line.
Uh-huh.
Did he have possession of the football yet for that to matter?
I think so.
So prior to that I believe it was the right knee glancing the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Because it didn't go down and drag. It was glance up, thrust forward. Defender falling on top of him. At what point does he possess the football and then can be tackled? Because if he doesn't have possession, this is why I tried to, during show prep here, I tried to dig through the NFL rulebook to find the specific, this specific instance and give it an exact definition of possession. I couldn't find it.
And you see,
if even down, you can't be down without possessing the ball, right?
And you see, this is why, if you're asking all these questions. And I know we're not referees, we're not on the field or anything like that, but we were looking at a lot of the same replays that they were looking at. We were looking at a lot of the same stills that they were looking at. I mean, because the TV broadcast is going over a lot of it. I mean, I'm sure they have a couple of more angles that they can do.
And at the same time, the one thing that on the TV broadcast wasn't brought up was that shot that you saw from essentially the right side, so the near side of the field on the goal line. Was that square?
I don't know. Was it?
I don't know. I'm asking. Was it square?
I don't think it was. Well, we posted a picture on the Facebook page, and based on the picture that we have on the Facebook page, Dorf, his knees aren't down, and he is pretty damn close.
Yeah.
To that goal line, and I'm thinking to myself, once he is down, the tip of that ball is already meeting that goal line.
I know. Because and you know what? I will not debate with people. The right knee does glance the ground as the ball is essentially coming in, and a guy is on top of him. Does he have possession yet? Because you aren't down back there when you don't have possession of the ball yet.
Mm-hmm.
You aren't down there. You can't be down until you have possession. And then this is part of the thing that I know the broadcast crew on Fox missed or neglected to bring up. You know what? You'll never be privy to the conversation between the replay official and the head official in this case, discussing the replay. Did he have the ball yet? Did he possess the ball yet in order to be down?
Patrick on Facebook says no, he didn't. Ball was moving. So there's one opinion for you.
I don't know. That's my concern with that. I just, not being an NFL official, take this with a grain of salt because you know what, Homer fanerism here. I don't think he had the ball yet to be able to be down by contact. He didn't have the possession of the ball yet. So, God damn it, Green Bay tied it up was about to tie it up with 17 seconds.
Did Aaron Rodgers a throwing pit?
Yeah, to Jordy Nelson.
God, why can't it be to Devontae Adams?
Jordy Nelson made a very nice catch, although I think it's under review. I don't think he had a second foot down. Although he might have put his hand down in bounds, 1 foot plus one hand equals down. So
it doesn't matter. I'm probably going to lose anyway, so I don't care.
Right. I thought you had Jordy. I forgot there was Devontae Adams.
No, my dad has Jordy Nelson, but he didn't start him, I don't think.
Moron.
Well, he's hurt. He wasn't.
Wait, you have Aaron Rodgers, though, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's a touchdown pass for you. You should be happy.
I know, but I'm probably going to lose anyway. So
well, now it gives you a chance to get another one because overtime is coming.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, there we go.
Well, assuming Mason Crosby doesn't blow this.
He's my kicker, too, but I don't think we get points for...
Nope. OT coming.
There we go.
All right. Forgetting the end.
Mm-hmm.
How'd the rest of the game go? Your thoughts on the... Let's do the defensive effort first.
You know what? I will lay it out like this for you, Dorf. And if you want to... If this is all wrapped up into one, then so be it. Look, you had the defending NFC champions in here. A team who just, quite frankly, I don't want to say they destroyed, but they pretty much took care of Green Bay the week prior.
They bent over Green Bay and they barely beat the Bears, but
yes,
they won. They beat the Bears on the road.
Yes,
they won a road game.
There's not a whole lot I think you could really be too angry about. I don't think. To tell you the truth,
kept a dynamic offense close enough.
Yes, you went toe to toe with
3 turnovers, had a couple sacks.
I would have liked,
run defense was a little bad.
I would have liked for the offense to come out of the gate a little bit earlier, a little bit more tenacious, in the early part of the game.
Slow start in the first half, absolutely.
But and that's something that we saw in Week 1 against Arizona. However, I mean, you made a game out of it. I mean, this game lived up to everything that people were talking about heading into this week, because this was the game of the week or the weekend. Excuse me. And
why didn't it get flexed to prime time?
And that's what it was supposed to be. It was supposed to be the game of the week, and it lived up to it. And I thought the Lions, they went out there, they went toe to toe with an extremely good offense. Their defense, even though they gave up 30 points to the Falcons, I mean, they still put them in a position for the offense to give them the win. And I thought the offense did give them the win if it wasn't for, having a Lions officials finish to at the end there. So, I mean, there's really not a whole lot I think you could get mad at when it comes to the Lions. And I will be the first one to go out there and criticize who needs to be criticized when it comes to a Lions loss or even sometimes a Lions win. But when you're going out there against the best team in the NFC and you hang with them for the entire game and you should have won there at the end, I mean, what can you really say?
Going back to the first half, I believe they scored? I'm trying to find a drive chart as we talk here. Didn't they score on 2 of their 4 possessions in the first half?
I think so. I don't have the drive.
The Falcons had the ball 6 times in total because you had them receiving the opening kickoff plus the pick 6, which negates a possession. So, yeah, it was only field goals, but you did score on 2 of your 4 offensive possessions. Despite what people say about it, Atlanta still has a pretty good defense. You know what? They're a little bit soft against the run, but you can't run the ball anyway, so what does it matter? You did come away with points, plus you had a defensive score. I think I wouldn't qualify that as a horrible offensive first half. Yeah, the numbers weren't great, but you put up points in 2 of your 4 spot. 2 of your 4 chances. Second half, I don't think you could have. I mean, you might complain. I know you don't like the play calling, but I don't think you could complain about how the second half was played, coached, or otherwise by the Detroit Lions. You were down a score. You came back. You should have won the ball game.
No.
You turned over Matt Ryan again. You didn't get to him rushing the passer at all, which I thought was a little bit disappointing. But at the same time, you were struggling to stop the run. And I'm going to give Steve Sarkisian credit here. He knew that. So every pass that they were going to throw down the field was a play-action fake. Just, oh shit, we can't stop the run. That's going to draw safeties up. That's going to, instead of having pass rushers pin their ears back, that's going to have them focus on staying in their run fits longer. That's just all the time you needed, especially with the 2 fresh faces there on the right side of the offensive line for Atlanta. They were playing two new guys over there. The only individual performer I'm kind of disappointed in is Eric Ebron.
Yeah, and that's...
Offensive line played good enough. Running game was, I'm going to call it satisfactory. Wide receiver play was good enough. Linebacker play, I mean, boy, you're missing Jared Davis a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Jalen Mears-Maven is a rookie 4th rounder. He does not look ready. He's not.
No, and you know what? He
shouldn't be playing.
He shouldn't be ready.
He shouldn't be playing on defense, but at the same time, you had a 7th-year special teams ace Nick Ballore playing middle linebacker most of the day. So to keep Tahir Whitehead on the strong side. Paul Warlow, oh my God. I can count, I think there was 4 times Paul Warlow and trips. You know, everybody knows who Paul Warlow is. I hope. Was covering Julio Jones in man-to-man coverage. Like, when Julio was the inside man in trips. Yeah, he had safety help over the top, but Jesus Christ, this is a unathletic, slow tackle machine linebacker covering. I don't even think it's really a debate a top 3 receiver in the football, in all of football.
Mm-hmm.
He had him in man-to-man. I think that was the fact that they didn't just abuse the shit out of that matchup is just incredible. And the fact that you didn't see a lot more trips against that defense trying to, leverage that matchup is amazing to me. Because even if he's the inside man, just bring him across the middle. Paul is not going to be able to run with him anywhere. Oh. But Ballore didn't look good. But, at the same time, he shouldn't be out there, so I can't be terribly upset at him. Whitehead played fine outside of one major missed tackle. But, shit's going to happen. Devonta Freeman's pretty good at breaking ankles. Defensive end play was good enough. Defensive tackle play was disappointing from the run-stopping perspective. Your safety play was outstanding. And your corner play was good enough. Although I'll tell you what, DJ Hayden's getting pretty crispy. I'm sick of watching him get burnt. Quite honestly, I wouldn't be surprised that he doesn't. We might see the debut of Jalen Tabor. Sorry, Tease Tabor.
Tease Tabor or Tabor. Tabor.
Tease Tabor. Tabor. Whatever. Next week.
A lot of people here are going with the possession thing, Dorf.
So I'm not wrong. I'm not the only one who thought that.
No, Neil Simon officially. Tate doesn't have full control yet. The Falcons player was holding him before he caught the ball and released right before he had quote unquote possession. Let's see.
Can't be down by contact without the ball. Are you seeing this on Twitter right now, or is this just our?
It's on our Facebook page.
Our own Facebook echo chamber.
Yeah. Some people are bringing up the time too.
No. The rule has been on the books for 6 years.
No, hold on. They're saying.
What are they saying?
They said, was there 11 seconds left when he was down and touched? 11 minus 10 equals 1 second left.
You're still not being able to snap the ball.
With 1 second left?
No.
Yeah, that's right. You're not getting into the line.
You're not. Well, even though they would give you the every benefit of the, we're going to wait to give you the ready to play whistle until everybody's under center. Graham Glasgow cannot put his hand on the ball until that whistle comes, and you're not going to get hand on ball and ball snapped in 1 second.
Do you think that's something that needs to change, though? I mean, it always seems like...
The 10-second runoff rule?
I'm not talking about that.
I see the other side of it. I see why it's there.
Okay. I'm not talking about... Okay, if they go... Well, what's the other side? Because if they go and they do a booth review after it's initially called a touchdown, everybody's celebrating, everything like that, they're not thinking they have to get up the line for that. What's the other side?
The reasoning rationale is because there's a booth review triggered on a live clock situation doesn't mean you should give the offense a free timeout. Even if you don't want to call it a free timeout, you give it like the college advancing the clock stop to advance the sticks, where it's going to start again. You shouldn't be, because in the NFL, if he's down in between, the sidelines. Clock rolls, regardless of down distance. The only time it stops is on change of possession or an incomplete pass or play out of bounds, whatever. You know what I'm saying? They shouldn't be able to use that as a free stoppage of the clock to get their shit organized. That's an unfair advantage to the offense. I understand why it's there.
But how unfair is it? Because
it is.
Because you're assuming that the game is over. I don't think teams are going out there like
No. This is any time in the last 2 minutes. So this could have happened at a minute 55.
Okay.
And 10 seconds would have ran off.
Okay. I'm talking about end of game situations here, like what we saw today.
So you're arguing that rule should be 10-second runoff unless the 10 seconds would ellipse the last 10 seconds of the game.
Yes.
It's not how it's written, but I see why that would be worthwhile.
I mean, just give them 1 second left on the clock.
That
just so they can get
call it, or do you want to call it, because it can't be an untimed down except for a defensive penalty.
Yes.
But it's not a defensive penalty, so how can I don't know.
I say just have it go down to 1 second. 1 second, because that's the
and then rolling clock on ready to play.
No, you start the clock on the snap. So you start the.
So you're giving the offense double advantage.
How are you giving them double advantage?
Because you're giving them essentially a timeout for free.
Well, no, but you're not assuming that that's going to be a timeout because you're assuming that you scored. That's what you're assuming because they called it.
This 10-second runoff occurs if any review is triggered. So if there's a review along. Whether or not they got the first down,
I know, but I'm not talking. I'm not talking about that because even if they
you're talking this specific situation.
Yes, just this specific situation, nothing else, not first downs.
Okay,
anything.
Personally, I think the whole 10-second runoff thing is bullshit, regardless.
Okay,
but I see why it's there,
and look, I see why it's there too. Look, the timeout thing makes perfect sense. However, this was one of those situations. I don't want to sound like a homer. I really don't.
We'll take off the jersey then, you loser.
I don't. I just, when you have something like this happen, when you have the game end because a team thought that they scored a touchdown, when that's what the referees ruled on the field.
It's an unintended consequence of a rule meant to keep things fair.
Exactly. I'm not talking about adding 1 second if they make a first down. I'm talking about if it's a scoring play, which there's already special rules in place if there's scoring plays or presumed scoring plays.
All scoring plays are reviewed.
Yes. Then
I get where you're coming from. So you're essentially giving an untimed down.
Yes.
I think that opens up a whole other world of unintended consequences.
But how many times is this going to happen, though?
Apparently, this is the first time it's happened. Well, the rule went in place, 6 years ago? I believe is what the broadcast said, 6 years ago? And this is the first time that apparently it's been an issue, where it's ended a game, where it's prevented a last-second effort. I think Tate scored.
I'm going to
maintain that.
I think he did too. I don't think
you can't be down without possessing the ball. He didn't possess. We've been told time and time again, isn't possession, control plus football move? Did control plus football move didn't happen until he was in the end zone. Wasn't completed until he was in the end zone. It's not like this isn't like the St. Louis Rams in the Greatest Show on Turf Derek Mason trying to reach out, or this was the Titans trying to reach out.
Oh yeah,
and reach for the goal line after he's down and he's still a yard and a half short or whatever. This isn't like guys down and trying to advance the ball forward. This is all in the same motion.
All in the same motion, yeah. Like I was saying,
you can't.
Like I was saying, keep
it down until you possess the ball.
Yes, go look at the picture on our Facebook page, and you will see Tate is clearly not down because you see the shadow below him. You see his own shadow below him.
Oh no, I didn't even think about that. Okay.
And once he does get down, that football is going to be
end zone.
That football is going to be touching that goal line
or over it. Yeah.
Or over it. Yeah, it's breaking the plane. In which case, touchdown.
Come on, at least give me the full hands up if you're going to do that.
Oh, look who's talking, Mr. Umpire who doesn't have a good punch out call.
I won't do it. Yeah, my one against for left-handed batters is pretty weak.
Let's see your punch out call.
No. At this point, I don't have enough room. I'll punch the damn wall. Unless, of course, you wanted to be doing some drywalling later.
Are you looking at this picture?
I do not have it up currently. I closed it.
Okay.
Hey, I got it.
You got it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just this sucks.
I mean, the only thing touching the ground is his fucking towel.
Don't wear towels that'll make you down by contact. It's part of your jersey. Yeah.
I mean, do you see his do you see the shadow below?
Shadow's under him. Actually, that camera angle looks pretty square. If that's a screen cap from the broadcast.
Yep. And by the time his entire body is down, even if he's being touched, that football is breaking the plane.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That next frame sequence there, that ball is going to be in the end zone.
It's in the end zone. This sucks.
Yeah, it does. Because you know what's going to happen, too.
The rule is going to be changed.
No.
It's called the fuck the Lions rule.
No, this is what's going to happen. This game is going to come into play at the end of the year.
Oh yeah, they're going to need it for home field advantage or something.
They're going to need
making a playoff game.
They're going to need to beat Green Bay because they didn't win this game. They're going to need to win that Green Bay game at the end of the year.
And they go at Lambeau, and of course that'll never happen.
Yep, and they're going to get their asses handed to them. They're going to see some bullshit.
That's if Green Bay has anybody healthy left standing.
No, what you're going to see is some bullshit half-ass comeback at the end of that game. Green Bay's going to be up 28-6 or something.
28-6, and all of a sudden, oh yeah. So you're talking the Green Bay game at Lambeau last year,
and they're going to come back and they're going to make it 28-17 or something like that, or 28-24, with them scoring in the final 5 seconds, and then having to get a onside kick
plus Hail Mary.
Yes, that's what it's going to turn into.
Please God, no. All right, you ready to move on?
Yeah,
we're going to reserve our comments on the whole take the knee angle from the Lions game today for our next program, which is right after this, the Majors Live. That coming up roughly 10 minutes after we're done here. So that's over, if you're watching live on the Facebook, that's over on the Major Sports Network. I believe you can find a link on the About section. If you want to follow that, that'll be, like I said, about 10 minutes after this is over. So two Tigers topics today. Brad Ausmus not going to be retained, not offered a contract extension. Do you believe his comments about, well, I don't know if I would have taken it had they offered it to me?
No.
Or is that just trying to make an excuse?
No, because he's not going to have an immediate job as good as this.
I saw some rumor that he might be in the running for the Mets job.
Oh yeah,
year.
Who'd you hear that from? You heard that as people talking from Ryan Field or something in New York.
I thought I saw that from an Sports Network New York.
I heard Ryan Field, who's over in New York.
Does he still work for FS1?
No, he works for New York One, I believe.
Oh, okay. He's not a technically unreliable source.
No, but I think the Mets, would that be a total Mets move for them to go and hire Brad Ausmus?
They're not going to be very good anyway. They're going to have anybody else on offense.
But seriously though, I mean, he's not going to get a better job than what he has currently right now.
No, he's going to go back to being a special assistant to the GM in San Diego.
Quite frankly, he doesn't deserve another job like this unless somebody hires them to manage their Double-A or. I mean, would you hire him to?
I don't think you'll ever see a former big league manager manage English in the minor leagues.
Okay.
I think that's one of those that it's permanently beneath you afterwards.
Okay.
Now, if you got some intern job, say Omar Vizquel got hired for the last 9 games or whatever, that I don't think would be beneath him. Eventually working as a AAA manager or something like that. But if you've ever managed in the big leagues for more than 2 weeks,
So he's going to
I think
go.
that kind of excludes you because it's kind of at that point it's beneath you. If you were good enough for somebody's big league job, regardless of how long, I think it would be kind of. Although, look at it, Lloyd McClendon did it.
Yeah, he did.
Yep. He'd been a big league manager 2 separate occasions in the managed AAA club. Who am I kidding?
Nothing's beneath legendary Lloyd.
I mean, like stealing bases, man.
Anyway,
he did one of the, took the base with him thing in Seattle.
Yeah, I remember that.
Did you see that? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
On top of it's like a decade removed from his one in Pittsburgh.
It's funny, though, Dor. I mean, because you and I are kind of discussing this on text message when it was starting to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And, I think I mentioned something to you, like the timing of the whole thing, because we were kind of speculating then that.
Oh no, is this going to be an extension?
Yeah, are they going to be announcing an extension with this? And
you know what? What's the point of firing the guy for the last 10 days of a sinking ship? Whatever.
And I guess they're not. I mean, technically speaking, they're not really firing him.
They're just not choosing to renew his option.
Yeah, they're just not. They're choosing not to bring him back.
Offer him a new contract.
I mean, a contract is up. I mean, thank you for serving out the entirety of it.
4 years, and good luck to you.
Yeah, I mean that's what it is. He's not getting fired. He's finishing out the rest of the season, and that's it. I mean, it's about as anticlimactic as you can get with this whole thing. I mean, quite frankly, I was a proponent of firing him after the Baltimore AL
in his first year.
Yeah, after the ALDS. I mean, I was like,
and the crazy part is for how bad they've been for the last 2 years. He's still going to finish with 12 games above. Well,
no, he's going to be below. He's going to be below 500.
I thought he was regardless.
Yes,
I thought he was going to be just above.
What if he wins out?
Yeah. No, regardless. I last time I thought I saw somewhere that he was 250 and 234.
I thought I just looked the other.
This was 2 days ago.
I thought I just looked the other day. He's going to be below.
Thought he was 250 and 234 a couple days ago, and they've lost to. Look that up, please. Sean, where are you? You're supposed to be here to look this shit up.
Yeah, see, knew Sean was good for something here.
Hi, Sean. Happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday, Sean. Hope you're having fun at Chuck E. Cheese. That's where he's at.
Oh, I'm sure.
I'm sure he's probably at the.
No, if he's going to do anything like that, he'll go to Dave and Buster's.
No,
it's adult Chuck E. Cheese.
No, he's at Chuck E. Cheese over at Fountain Walk. That's the one he's at right now.
It is only 7 or 8 miles from his house.
Yeah, so I'm telling you, that's where he's at right now.
He's going to be texting us in 2 minutes after the delay, and he gets it typed out and fuck you guys.
I don't care. Ditching us to go to Chuck E. Cheese for your birthday?
Oh, he's right at 500
Oh, he is at 500.
Now. It's right at 500 right now. Uh-oh.
Wait, let's see. Let's look at
Tank. So, speaking of it, the Tigers currently have the number 3 overall pick. That's where they're third worst record in baseball. Not that you can really throw oh my God, we're tanking for insert X player here.
Does Baseball Reference give you if he's a manager?
Yes.
Do they?
You got to go all the way back up.
Oh, you do?
It'll be Brad Ausmus player or Brad Ausmus manager. I don't see it.
Keep talking. Oh, wait, I got it. Keep talking.
There you go. All right. Other interesting caveats on this. Al Avila in his public availability said he will talk to anybody currently.
That Wikipedia one is nowhere near up to date.
No, so he is.
There you go.
He's 15 below.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he'll finish below regardless. Okay. Al Avila said that anybody currently on the major league staff that wants to, interview for the job, he'll at least give him a shot. Also said though that none of the current minor league coaches would be in the running.
No, it sounds like right now. 2 names off of the current staff right now that they were making mention of was Dave Clark,
former manager,
and Lloyd McClendon.
McClendon has had 2 stops. Well, Clark was technically only interim manager in Houston, I believe.
A couple of guys. I'm actually going to write something up on this too in the next couple of days. I think that they're going to give a look to Omar Vizquel too. Another one, is it Brandon Hyde in Chicago?
Bench coach for the Cubs? Is that what you're thinking?
Yes.
I can't say that hiring a disciple of Joe Madden would be a bad idea for a rebuilding franchise.
There's some other ones too. Sandy Alomar was in there as well as mentioned as a guy that could come in.
Mm.
Alex Cora, bench coach of the Houston Astros right now, is being talked about.
Who's Dave Roberts' bench coach in L.A.?
I don't know.
You have to look that up. That's fine. You know what? I will take the number 2 man from a successfully well-run, let's call it sabermetrically minded organization. I will take their number 2, especially because you have no expectation of being good immediately. I will take their number 2 and give them a shot.
Well, this is why I think it's maybe a little bit more important, Dorf, because I know last week we were talking about...
It doesn't matter. I'm going to still maintain the opinion that it really, really doesn't matter who manages the Tigers for the next 3 years. They're going to blow anyway.
I think it's important, though, to get a more of a numbers guy into the mix than
Absolutely. It's just like...
Well, and let me explain. I will say, because you're trying to get blood out of a turnip at this point. You're trying to squeeze out as many wins as you possibly can, while at the same time putting these players in the best position possible to develop their talent. Yes, having a numbers guy to do that is the best of every world when you're taking a look at the situation that the Tigers are going to be in. So even if they can go and get, I've been a proponent, I know some other people have too, of Manny Acta, bringing him in here.
Sure, why not? Doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't. Gabe Kapler?
Sure. Actually, he's in the front office of the Dodgers. There you go. Sure, let's do it.
Seriously, get a guy in here who's a straight numbers guy.
And here's the deal.
That's it.
Not denying the value and kind of the, I don't want to call it science behind sabermetrics, or at least what their foundation and their application. Denying that's usefulness in baseball is like being a flat earther. It is. You know what? Pretty much every old adage in baseball about, just put the ball in play, do this, steal bases, yada yada, is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So hiring someone who says, "Yep, we're going to play old timey baseball," is hiring someone who says, "Yep, I'm willing to lose for my ideology." The numbers say you're an idiot.
Well,
this isn't an opinion thing. Hard data says you're wrong. You're going to maintain that attitude anyway. That's an attitude of a loser. You know what? These, God bless them. They did it the right way. The right way for all these years. I'm sure some of those guys won a lot of games. But now you're in presence of new data. You're wrong now. Adjust or get out of the way of those who will.
I can't say I disagree with you, Dorf. It's hard to go against.
It's like the crazy part is you see some of these professional athletes that believe the Earth is flat despite flying multiple times a week on a plane.
I'm still not sure if they're just trolling everybody. I was sure that Kyrie Irving wasn't just trolling
He's
people.
Not Brandon Marshall. Was it Brandon Marshall that said it too?
Okay, well, Brandon Marshall said it. Brandon Marshall's, that's not surprising. But Kyrie Irving went to Duke.
Okay, he played basketball at Duke for a semester.
I know.
He was a student at Duke for a semester. Hold the phone.
I understand that, but he had to go to a couple of classes.
Oh, come on. To stay eligible in your first semester when you know you're a one and done, you take underwater basket weaving.
Okay. He didn't go to North Carolina. If he went to North Carolina,
believe it or not, is actually a fairly decent academic institution.
Okay,
despite their scandals.
It's not more than Duke.
Correct.
So hold your tongue there, young man.
It's not like you went to Alabama, okay?
Okay, fair enough.
Or Ohio State. Ohio State, despite this state taking forward as a fine academic institution.
Yeah, don't they have a good medical school there?
They do. They have a very fine medical school.
Is it on par with the University of Michigan?
You could make the argument.
Okay. There we go. Where were we again?
We ain't here to play school. Flat earthers are dumb.
Yes.
And to deny the value of sabermetrics is the equivalent.
Oh yeah, that's what we're talking about. Okay. No, I agree. So you're going against proven pattern, I guess.
Yeah, it's patterns. It's fundamental truths of season-long baseball. Now, like one of those being like don't bunt. It reduces your probability of scoring lots of runs. However, in tight games where you only need one and that's it to win, bunting is prudent.
Hey, you know who got the walk-off single to...
Who's that? For what? What are we talking about?
Gain home field advantage for the D-backs in the NL wildcard game.
Who's that? God damn it, Jimmy Martinez. Bless his heart, he's going to be a rich man this offseason.
Oh, God. You know what? Then I hope he falls flat on his face.
Why?
Because he doesn't play for the Tigers anymore.
Where do you hope he goes so you can somewhat cheer for him?
Blue Jays.
Toronto's not going to pay $110
You asked me a question. You asked me a question. I'm telling you.
Come on, make it realistic.
Toronto.
It ain't realistic, bud.
I don't know.
White Sox.
No.
That actually might not be a terrible signing for them.
No. Please no. Please God no.
It fits. Need power bat in corner outfield. Garcia.
Do they still need another? Do they still need another year?
I don't know. You know what? If you're going to sign a guy like that, you're going to sign him to probably
God help us! God help us! Jesus,
you're going to sign him to a 5-year deal.
Jesus help us!
You're going to be ready in year 2, and you might be ready at the end of year 1 to commit, depending on how you kind of catch lightning in the bottle. You can kind of see that kind of how Colorado and Arizona have taken off. Now, at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't end up in Arizona again.
Holy shit!
What?
My fantasy team, dude, just made a storming comeback.
Uh-oh. Yeah, you do that goofy scoring, so how much are you down?
I'm up 43-25. Aaron Rodgers is...
What?
No, that's my bench. Never mind. Oh, I'm still up 40-29.
Uh-oh. So does he have like half his roster still to play?
Shit, he has Crabtree going tonight.
Is Crabtree worth 11? Is that it?
I've got Khalil Mack going, so I may be able to scrounge up a few more points to give myself a buffer.
Is Michael Crabtree 11 points better than Khalil Mack? I don't know. Redskins are pretty good on defense, especially because Josh Norman is going to be running all over Michael Crabtree.
Yeah. Please. Damn. Aaron, did you see what happened with Aaron Rodgers?
Yep. No, I didn't. Although
72-yard pass to get him to field goal position to win it in overtime.
Really?
Yeah.
Who'd it go to?
I don't know.
Was it Devonta Adams? Because that would really help you out, wouldn't it?
Well, I don't know. It doesn't say. Whatever. Anyways, we're losing viewers by the onslaught here. Yeah.
I just saw it right there.
Who was it to?
Allison.
Oh, fuck him. Whatever. He still gets. Oh, God damn it. You know what?
Crosby's your kicker, though, so you take that.
Yeah. See. Whatever.
All right. Second kind of caveat to this Tigers topic.
Mm-hmm.
Brad Ausmus' recent comments about the health of Miguel Cabrera. What is 2 weeks off really going to do him? Quite a bit with 2 herniated discs in his back.
Hey, what was I saying last week? What was I saying last week when you and Sean were sitting here? It doesn't matter if we have them for 2 more years. That's why it matters.
When did I say that?
Last week when you were saying, it might not be a bad move to bring Brad Ausmus back for 2 more years because it's not going to matter anyway.
I'm not saying necessarily Brad Ausmus coming back. Come on, don't confuse my it doesn't matter with a ringing endorsement for Brad Ausmus.
Well, no, you're saying maybe it's not so much of a big deal if they sign him to a 2-year extension.
And you had my mind changed by the end of the episode. If I don't know.
Yeah, but then we went to work the following day. You're like, I don't know about that. I think a 2-year deal might not be that bad. I don't know what it is.
You had my mind changed.
I don't know what. Okay, finally.
Yeah, no, it wasn't finally. This was like, I had second thoughts, and you slapped them out of me.
Okay, good. But that's why.
Yeah. 2 herniated discs in his back. Guess what, guys? Herniated discs don't get better. They get surgically removed and replaced, which isn't still a good therapy. You'll be lucky if Miguel Cabrera, you know what, he's been swinging entirely upright. This is part of the reason you haven't seen him drive the ball the opposite way with authority this year. He can't bend and torque. he may never be able to bend and torque again. That you may have a Prince Fielder style situation here where the Tigers, he might have to walk away. He'll probably be able to give it another try or two. He might have to walk away relatively soon because he won't be able to function.
So this is what you have to ask yourself then, Dorf, if you're going to keep Miguel Cabrera around. Because I don't think Miguel Cabrera isn't...
Now with that in mind, he's untradeable. He's absolutely... The contract alone should make him untradeable, but the fact that he now has a unfixable, unremediable back condition makes him absolutely unmovable.
Okay. If that's the case then too, since you are stuck with him, again, Victor Martinez...
He's got to be designated hitter.
Yeah.
He's better. You might as well tell him to throw the glove away.
I'm assuming too, even bending over a little bit to get in position to play first base, to get ready to field the ball, isn't good for you.
Nope.
And they better get him a bed for those plane rides to wherever they need to go. Because sitting in
That's why you shouldn't have got rid of the charter plane your own plane where you could put that kind of thing in.
Did they get rid of their own plane?
They do.
I thought that was the Pistons that did that.
No, they did too.
They did?
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't it old though?
Yeah. It's a Delta. They do a Delta charter now, just like everybody else.
Oh. Come on, Chris Illich. What are you doing?
Buy a plane.
Buy a plane.
Cheap ass. Oh, maybe that's what they cut all those that payroll for, so they could afford to buy Miguel Cabrera and the rest of the team a plane.
But I mean, what do we get? It's
buy a plane.
Okay, so are they make
hashtag buy a plane? We're gonna start that. We're gonna start that as a hashtag activism campaign.
Well, should that be a GoFundMe thing too? We need the two GoFundMe.
Yeah, let's do a
buy a plane and buy out Victor's contract.
Buy a plane. What's another good one? It could be you know what? You can't make those. There's no way to make the coast to coast drives like John Madden didn't fly.
Yeah, you can't do that.
You can't put him on a bus and drive him across the country to avoid him flying.
It's not
that's one thing if you work once a week.
It's not like we have those super trains or anything like that here too.
Country's too damn big for that to even be effective regardless if we had them.
Don't they have it in China though or something?
Europe and China.
Yeah.
But as we've kind of seen, this area is too tectonically active. The last thing you want to do is have people doing 200 miles an hour on the ground.
Oh, it'll be fine.
Yeah, I know. Whatever. Anything else you want to add on Tigers?
No.
All right. Moving on. Michigan Wolverines. Is this John O'Corn's team now?
It probably should be.
Brought them back from a very, very bad start. You let a Purdue team who had no business hang with you. And I'll enter John O'Corn after the Wilton Spade injury, and all of a sudden it looks like the balance of power is what it should have been.
Mm-hmm.
Michigan running away with a 3-score win.
Yeah, and it was instant, Dorf.
Oh yeah,
as soon as John O'Corn came in, it was an entirely different offense. Which, you hate pinning that on Wilton Spate
but you changed one variable and there was a direct change in outcome.
Yeah,
you can now.
Yeah, so. And I was calling for this last week. I was calling for putting in a different guy to change the dynamic of the offense.
I thought that guy would be better off being Brandon Peters, but
I could see why they didn't.
Exactly, fifth-year senior.
Yeah, fifth-year senior on the road,
starting experience.
Exactly,
previous institution.
Exactly,
I get it.
I think you'd have put yourself in a better position. Granted, they still won the game. They survived. But you give John O'Corn that little extra bit of time working with the starters, having that, just a little bit more experience working with the first team. If you were just to give him, the starting job or have a serious competition for, maybe they did. Maybe I'm being unfair with it. Maybe they did, and Wilton Spade still won out. But clearly, whatever they did in practice, if that was the case, it didn't carry on over to the actual game itself. What I couldn't believe is what kind of Big Ten school doesn't have X-ray facilities at the fucking stadium?
Purdue.
I mean, it looks like they're still playing at a glorified high school stadium.
I'm sure Northwestern doesn't either.
Probably not. Ryan Field or whatever the hell it's called. Did you know that they changed that not too long ago? I think
What?
during the 90s. They changed it to Ryan Field.
Oh. Somebody wrote them a nice big check. Mr. or Mrs. Ryan or the Ryan family.
Something like
Name
that.
me the field after me.
Something like that, yeah. But I don't know. I thought it changed the dynamic of Michigan's offense, which was nice to see. And yeah, I thought that we were going to see a closer game. So I wasn't entirely shocked by the way that Purdue kind of came out and was firing on all cylinders, especially at home, considering Purdue has looked pretty good this year. But the quarterback situation was something that, people had to be concerned about, and rightfully so. Wilton Speight came out and did what he was doing the previous, 3 games of the season, not rallying the offense at all, missing his throws, not looking very good in the pocket, and it certainly
Not
showed.
having any chemistry with his
No,
receiving core as well.
and it transcended to the rest of the offense.
And
Now,
in the same time, you saw an explosion in tight end play. John O'Corn enters the game, and all of a sudden, the tight ends who have been silent for the last 2 outings, all of a sudden explode. Zach Gentry has a huge game. What you got?
Miguel Cabrera, unlikely to have surgery despite 2 herniated discs in his back, will be treated with medication.
So, anti-inflammatories.
Mm-hmm. That's painful too.
Oh, yeah.
Herniated discs are painful.
Mm-hmm. There is no way to. It will be herniated forever. Like I said, the only option is removal or replacement. And guess what? That doesn't restore full functionality. It reduces pain, I'm sure. That doesn't make things better.
Wait, were those pills or those shots that they were giving in the NFL?
Cornerall?
Yeah.
You know what those are? You know what those are actually for, right?
Yeah, we talked about it's for
Post-surgery,
surgery.
like for use once, not.
Yeah. You didn't try
Maybe
it. Wait,
twice.
did you try it?
I had one in my foot. Yeah,
Did it feel good?
it worked. I didn't feel anything. Yeah, I had one in my foot. Although, interesting story. It doesn't work on Emily.
No?
She's had one for
Emily's Dorf's girlfriend. Go ahead.
my girlfriend. She had one in her gut for a kidney stone. Didn't do a damn thing.
Ow.
Her whole family's like that too. Like her brother, same thing.
Wow, she's like Wolverine.
I don't know. They, not going to get into the belief on why it doesn't work, but
His painkillers don't work on Wolverine either.
oh, they don't.
That's why he had to volunteer for the I think it was the Weapons X project.
Sure, I don't cartoon. I don't comic, bro.
Neither do I really. I just remember that.
Okay. I enjoy the comic book movies for their action characteristics, but I don't comic book, bro. Whatever. Anyway, you got anything else on the Wolverines? By this upcoming week before taking on Michigan State the week following.
Are we talking about Michigan State?
We are going to talk about Michigan State.
Okay.
Real quick. I got embarrassed. They did. Played like shit. Notre Dame didn't play that well offensively. Defense played fine.
You said it for the whole game, too.
I did. And then like 3 hours after, I was mad. So I played Battlefield 1 online and yelled at people. Well, I don't have a microphone attachment. So I just yelled.
You just
at my
yelled
TV. Not really. I don't play video games like that. Well, I play Battlefield 1, but I don't play and yell at.
Were you pretending like you're shooting Brian Kelly and Michigan State coaching staff?
No. I played the operations mode. It's great.
Oh.
Sorry. No, turnover fest. Pick 6 was just couldn't have been more telegraphed by young, inexperienced quarterback. The fumble by the Workie is inexcusable. You never, ever, ever do a arm over the top of somebody's helmet. Moron. You should have learned that in junior high. And LJ Scott. Dude, come on. Once is excusable. Twice in 3 games, you've lost a fumble inside the 1. There should have been touchdowns both times. I'm going to ask you this question. Is he done as a Spartan? Because, he played I think he got 1 carry in the second half, and that was it. You didn't see him again. Because it was the Monterey London Gerald Holmes show.
You're talking about LJ Scott?
Yep. He got the first play of the second half, and that was it.
Maybe. I mean, you'd hate to see that.
Because you know what? I think the only thing you can do is bench him.
You're not playing for anything this year.
No, I think you can bench him, and he's either going to leave early for the NFL or transfer. I honestly, I think the
what is he, a junior or senior?
True junior.
True junior? Okay.
You bench him, you'll probably lose him. But you can't.
He's not going to the NFL.
You've seen dumber people declare. Less worthy candidates, let's call it.
He would be assigned as an undrafted free agent.
Yeah, he'd be a practice squatter.
Yeah. There's no benefit to him doing that.
Fair.
And
I don't know about his academics, but is he going to be eligible for a grad transfer? I doubt it.
I don't know.
He's here to play football. You can hear.
Look. You know what? Though that's unfair. We don't know.
I don't. Yeah, you don't know.
We don't know.
You don't want to make generalizations, but at the same time, I wouldn't put the percentages as high because the percentages of guys being able to grad transfer as juniors isn't high. Period.
Mm-hmm.
And you would have probably heard about how smart this guy is. He graduated in 3 years. He's working on his master's already. Had that be the case in every freaking broadcast ever. So I don't think it's the case. I think you lose him
to the NFL.
Not the program loses him.
Okay, whatever. Look, Michigan State right now is, obviously building.
It's a 5-1. Eye test says it's 5-1.
They're rebuilding in every sense that you can when it comes to college football. That's what they're doing. You're
going to be lucky to win 3 of your next 8.
They're not going to be winning anything this year. They're not winning anything next year, and even then, LJ Scott is gone. So if they want to give some of these other guys a shot, then by all means do it. Frankly, they're justified in doing that because LJ Scott has looked like shit. Guy can't hold on to the ball.
He dropping passes out in the flat.
He's not
pass protecting.
Nope.
What are you doing for me? Sorry. I said this out loud after the fumble. Take his helmet. He's done. Usually when you take guys' helmet, it means they're concussed and they're not eligible to go back in the game, but you're not sending them to the locker room. Take his helmet. He's done. He's done playing today. That mistake is inexcusable. You're going to fall forward into the end zone regardless. Tuck the ball away. Now, the one in week 1, I can get it. Because you know what? You're probably transitioning to reaching over the top of the pile to get it over the line.
Mm-hmm.
I get that. That one, I'm willing, because it was a hat on a football. Damn fine play by the Notre Dame corner, by the way. To punch that ball out. Damn fine play. But it's inexcusable. Tuck the fucking ball. You're going to fall forward into the end zone. Don't give anybody a chance. Tuck the ball.
Totally agree with you.
Am I wrong to say this is a 5-1 football team?
Look, no, you're not. You're not.
You know what? Finally, you had a defense that was respectable, that Brian Lewerke couldn't run out of things. Oh, he ran for 70 yards again. Yeah, because he had a 55-yard QB sneak. How many times has that ever happened? Never.
No, it's a fluky play.
It's a fluke play. He couldn't look to run, and all of a sudden he stared guys down, threw into traffic, or flat out just threw wild. Offensive line play was fine. He's got happy feet in the pocket. He isn't throwing with his feet set.
Is he a sophomore?
Redshirt sophomore, yes.
Redshirt sophomore? I will tell you one thing though.
Well, that's a 6-game, I believe, as a starter. Six start.
Lewerke, though, I mean that's something that Michigan State fans really should, hang their hat on there because he's
an inexperienced guy.
He's an inexperienced guy, but he can.
And you're asking him to play a pro style system that doesn't come easily.
But you know what though? I mean, even Sodorf, he could transition himself into a really really good college quarterback.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, he works the legs. Nice to see. More importantly, though, he's got a big arm. Fair? Not fair?
An adequate arm, I will call it that.
Okay.
Accuracy's terrible.
Okay. Well, accuracy you could improve your accuracy.
Yes, with time.
It's not like you can improve your foot speed or anything like that, or your scrambling,
not much.
or your scrambling ability.
Not much. Yeah.
If you suck in the pocket at moving around, then you're probably always going to suck in the pocket at moving
Just
around.
ask Tom Brady.
Yes, but special exception. But I think that's something that Michigan State fans could look forward to a little bit. I think Lewerke's going to be
He's not Andrew Maxwell. He's not Tyler O'Connor.
No,
he's better than that. But at the same time, you don't have a Kirk Cousins or Connor Cook here, guys. It's unlikely, based on the eye test at this point, that Brian Lewerke will be good enough to play on Sunday. I mean, at the same time, you currently have two guys starting in the league and 2 other guys on rosters as backups. Brian Lewerke will not join those ranks. Not at this point. Not with his coaching staff, that's for damn sure. His coaching staff, that's beyond the point. You have JV offensive coordinator, he's not going to get any better. All right.
Wait a second here.
What you got?
I know we're going to be getting to the some Donald Trump stuff in the next show, Majors Live.
Tune into that next.
Trump signs proclamation restricting travel from 8 countries. Those 8 countries are Chad, Iran, Libya, North Korea, which
you can't travel here anyway.
You can't travel here anyway if you're in North Korea. Somalia, Syria, Yemen, and Venezuela. Is that going to have any effect on Major League Baseball?
Is that because you look at the previous travel ban.
It says here restrictions range from travel bans on nationals from countries like Syria to more targeted restrictions.
Is it without the bona fide? What was it? The term that was used by it wasn't the Supreme Court.
It says here the ban had barred citizens of Iran, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, Syria, and Yemen who lack a credible claim of a bona fide relationship.
That's what I'm talking about.
With a person or entity in the United States.
That a bona fide, relationship with an entity would be, I'm employed here.
Okay. But that was the last one. I don't know what this one is saying though. I'm sure it won't. Yeah, I'm sure it wouldn't. It's weird though. Venezuela, because they have
they're about to be a failed state. I understand why.
Yeah, but
you're not. It doesn't mean I agree with it or endorse it.
No, I know. But you're not.
Calling it a borderline failed state is probably generous.
Actually, I don't know if you could call it a failed state. I mean, it seems like the president there
still has control over things.
Well, it seems like he has firm control or too much control in this case.
Oh yeah, I don't think that's up for debate.
So saying it's a failed state, I think
by the literal definition, like the strict legal definition, if we have to declare it a failed state, no, it's not. But to say that it's not trending that way, or it might not.
Say the United States is a failed state right now. Anyway, sorry.
Ooh, burn, sick burn, bro.
Tom's getting warmed up.
All right, last topic of the night. Cut room floor. That would be Jim Caldwell got a multi-year contract extension apparently a while ago.
Yeah, and they just announced it
today.
Say
anything.
Dorf, I want to ask you. I mean,
what you got?
Why?
Playoffs 2 the last 3 years, man. But hey, we at least get more Caldwell face.
But why are you doing it now? Wonder if the season goes to shit.
And you fire him anyway?
Yeah, I mean,
it's the NFL. You don't care you have to pay that guy again.
Okay. I guess I'm thinking that Chris Ella joins the team, but
no. I love Jim Caldwell.
Yeah, one of the Golden Girls. One of the Golden Girls does. So
I love Jim Caldwell.
Fuck. I just don't see the point in doing it right now. I mean, if the Lions are on a winning streak and they're, a few games above 500, and
sure.
Do we know how long it's for?
No, multi-year. Also known as, somebody will find out sooner or later. Alex Wilson, Tigers pitcher, broke his leg, non-displaced fibular fracture after getting hit with a comebacker.
Ouch.
Still walked off the field.
Yeah, good for him.
And still nothing on the Andres Athanasiou contract situation.
No, they talked about it last night. I mean, it sucks. I mean, I watched the preseason game last night mostly just because I wanted to see the arena in
Is
action.
he eligible to play in the minors this year? I know they can throw anybody down there for a conditioning stint, but could they?
You mean without having him pass through?
No. Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. Would there be some sort of retaliation for failing? Well, at that point, it'd be like, "Fuck you guys."
No, you don't. You don't. No, you don't want to do anything to sour the relationship anymore.
Yeah, fair enough. It's already pretty sour to begin with.
But you know what, though? I mean, at this point right now, it's soured in the sense of business. I think it's a business sense where they could kind of understand both sides.
It's not. This isn't personal, but this is just not how we
exactly
handle players of your tenure.
Exactly. And you know what? Ken Holland came out. He was talking during the broadcast yesterday, not live, but he's like, look, even if the Red Wings were in a good salary cap situation here, look, I
would still hesitate to give him what he was asking for.
Well, there's restrictions and everything in the NHL when it comes to signing restricted free agents. You just can't go and give
him a restricted free agent. Isn't it over a double raise?
Yeah, you can't give him a 5-year, $10 million or $20 million deal or something like that. You just can't do it. Not for a restricted free agent.
Fair.
And he said, look, we from our standpoint, from an NHL standpoint,
we have to follow the rules.
We can't compete with the KHL when you're talking.
They don't play by the same rules.
No, they don't play by the same rules. They're an entirely different entity, and we're playing by our set of rules. They're playing by their set of quote unquote rules. So
mob rule.
Yeah, exactly. It is mob rule. But it sucks that it's still not done at this point. Like I was saying, you don't want to sour the relationship any more than beyond business. You don't want to make it personal in any sense. I think eventually the deal will get done. But
how many games do you think he misses, if any? It's getting pretty close because he hasn't practiced at all.
He hasn't practiced at all.
I hope he's in shape.
I'm sure he's in shape. I'm sure he's practicing on his own. And plus, he's a young guy, too. It's not like he
needs to get some work in to get the old bones moving.
Yeah, it's not like he's 30 or anything like that. And, been sitting on his ass all summer. But he's in his early 20s, so I'm sure there's been some sitting on the ass playing video games or something like that 20-year-olds do. I'm just kidding.
He's a professional athlete.
I don't know if he misses any games. I don't know if he misses any games.
Okay.
I think when it gets pressed, I think, we may see some, 11th hour type of deal here.
Athanasiou signs, on the evening before.
Because he wants to come back. He wants to come back and play for Detroit. Because you know what?
He just doesn't want to do it on the cheap. He wants to maximize his income.
If the KHL is offering... Because I can guarantee you the KHL is probably offering him more.
Uh-huh.
And
that involves moving to Russia.
Yeah, and don't you think he would have if he
flying on rinky-dink planes and crashing in the middle of Siberia?
Yes, and if he really wanted to take it, Dorf, if he really wanted that,
he would have been gone already.
Yes, he would have been gone already. So he wants to play in the NHL. He wants to be with Detroit. It's just a matter of
maximizing his income.
Yes.
Okay.
As much as he possibly can.
All right. Got anything else?
No, I don't think so.
All right. Give me that walkout music.
Let's see here.
Just pick one. Doesn't matter.
No, that's dark. Fuck you. What's this one here?
Oh, we've done that one before. I like that one. All right, that is going to wrap up this 150th episode of Motor City Uncut. Holy shit, we made it to 150. Presented by the Major Sports Network Detroit. Joining us each and every week. We promise this next time it'll be at 7 p.m. Eastern, right here on, or 6 p.m. Eastern, rather. 6 p.m. Eastern every Sunday. Going forward right here on whatever avenue you're watching us, because we're broadcasting live on, 6 different places. Something like that, or you can find a record of it in probably all 6 as well. So for Adam, I'm Dorf. We'll see you guys next week.